Hi, I'm Elisa, and I'm going to make a Great Harvest copycat whole wheat honey bread today. And there are a couple of things that I wanted to show you on video versus pictures because it's just easier that way to see and understand for yourself. When you're making bread, getting the dough to the right consistency is important because you don't want your bread to have too much flour so that it's dense and heavy, but you need just enough. And so I'm going to show you right now how much flour, or I guess I should say when you should stop adding flour, because it's not an exact number. It never is. And it changes from time to time depending on the climate outside, whether it's wet and moist or if it's dry. So right now in my Bosch, I'm going to try and show it to you, it's pretty liquidy still. I have my water in here, my salt, my honey, my yeast, and about 7 cups of flour so far. And I'm making 4 loaves, 8 by 4 inch loaves of bread. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep adding flour until it gets to that point where it's done so that you can see what it looks like when it's done. And I'm not going to be able to talk through a lot of this because the Bosch does get pretty loud when it's on. So I'm going to go ahead and start adding. I'm going to add a couple more cups. Once you get close to the end, you just add a cup at a time. But I know that it's going to be somewhere around, 15 cups or so. And I think I'm at 7 or 8 right now. Okay, so it's not quite there yet. So we're just going to keep adding a cup of flour at a time until the dough pulls away from the edges, cleans the bowl, and it's just in a nice little ball. But it's still slightly sticky to the touch. And then once we get it to that point, then I'm going to knead it for about 4 or 5 minutes. I'm going to set my timer to make sure that I do it for that amount of time. Okay, here we go. Okay, see, it's still not quite there yet. It's still pretty messy in there. I'm going to add 2 cups because I can just tell that it's not quite there. Okay, it's getting closer, but as you can see, it's still pretty messy in there. It hasn't started fully cleaning that bowl, so I'm going to add another cup. Okay, this is looking pretty good. Okay, so do you see how it started cleaning the edge of this bowl here? And it's all kind of forming here in a ball in the middle. Now, I'm gonna add probably another half a cup just because I think it could get it just a little bit cleaner. And just touching it, I can feel that it's just a little too sticky. In fact, I'm not even going to add a half cup. That was probably more like a 1/3 cup. Okay, so now you can see it's really cleaning that side of the bowl where the dough is not, and the dough is in a nice big chunk right here, in a nice ball. And so this is ready, and it's still just slightly sticky to the touch. When I put my finger down, it sticks a little bit, but it's not terrible. So that's just right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and let this knead for about 4 minutes. I'm going to turn this off for a minute. And then once that's ready, I'm going to grease my hands with oil. You can also do that in flour. And then I'll show you how to form some loaves.